Hello and welcome to episode 43 of the Throwback Podcast. I'm Mark from the Throwback Store and I'm here with Ginger Shaq. It's been a minute. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, brother. Can't complain. It's nice to be back.
Yeah. It's been, do you know what? It's been nice taking time away. And then now we can come back with something fresh. Maybe a different format. Maybe, with it's new, isn't it? I think when you're doing one a week, you don't have time to kind of reflect and go, maybe we can do that differently. Maybe we can do this differently. And I've had to think about it, and I'm sure you have. We haven't really discussed it, to be fair.
We never do. Like that might be change number one.
Yeah,
just
we might
before you do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think taking it a bit more seriously this year. Definitely kind of do some more background, as you say, before we come in. But yeah, I think it's good, isn't it? It's good. I think when we started it was kind of in lockdown and we just did it to chat, and then life's got back in the way and we don't chat as much now because we're both busy. So the podcast is the way that we kind of keep in touch as well. So
it's beautiful.
Start with Ben Simmons being a little bum nugget. What's your thoughts on it first, and then I'll give mine. And I'm just like disclaimer here, like everybody who's watched the podcast, anybody who's kind of followed the Throwback Store, I'm the biggest Ben Simmons fan, by the way. Like I'm a huge Ben Simmons fan. So I'm just putting that out there before we start. But go on, you give your.
So I am am I loud enough? Like, will you hear me perfect? I need this to be quick. All right. So Benjamin Simmons. I have no idea what he's doing. In all honesty, I can understand he doesn't want to be in Philly. Fair enough. That, we've said it before. I don't want to be where I'm working right now. So I've got a new job. That's that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to work for my current employer, so I'll go get a new employer. That's life. That's how we do things. If you worked at Target and you wanted to work at Walmart, you'd go and do it. If you worked at Asda and you wanted to work at Tesco, you'd go and do it. If there's the adequate vacancies, you can go and do it. You can't turn around to Asda and go, every little helps. And they go, that's not what we say. Yeah, every little helps. I don't want to be here no more. Just get rid of me. But by the way, get rid of me, but I still want full pay. But I'm that rich. I don't want to take a little bit of the pay. So I'm just going to cause anxiety to my manager and my agent, and he's going to go home and complain to Adele.
Yeah. And then we won't get an album.
And then the next Adele album is just going to be about like Australians and how and their emotional discontent.
Their emotional instability.
I mean, in all honesty, if he doesn't want to be there, I can understand it. His approach has never been the most appropriate thing. He is the big-time LA kid. He hasn't really ever wanted to be in Philly. I think he wanted to leave Philly when they didn't win a chip, when you had Jimmy and Tobias. I think that's about it, to be fair, mate. It's a poor attempt. But in all honesty, you look at all the other players that have done that and they've got what they wanted, Mark. They've got to a team they've wanted to go to. And at some point...
Anthony Davis, James Harden, it's been a running theme.
And maybe that just is the approach that players have to take to force the hand of a franchise. Long gone the days where maybe you could go into the GM's office and go, look, Mr. Morey, I'm not really enjoying it. Now, I'm an all-star player. You're paying me a lot of money. I'd like you to look at what trades you can get. But ultimately, the long and short of it is
I don't want to be here. Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I'm probably not going to be able to give it 100%. The city of Philadelphia showed me a lot of love. I'd like to maybe, I've let the players know. I've spoke to them and said, look, I'm coming here. I'm going to ask Morey for a trade. If you can't get it, you can't get it. Keep looking. I'll play to what I'm doing because I need to keep my stock high. Because at the end of the day, if your stock's not high, your stock's low, you ain't going to buy shares. And that's simple business, 101. So I think it's a poor attempt at doing it. I don't think it's a wise decision. But that's me talking as a general human being who earns normal people money. And I can't turn around and be like, I'm not coming to work today. Stuff up your ass. I don't fancy a couple of $100,000. I'm just stick a sponsored post up wearing a pair of Beats. I've recouped that.
Yeah.
So I'm also on the lucky side that I'm not a Philly fan. It's not hitting me. I was with Shugs last week. We popped down to London for a little thing, and he said himself, like, I love Ben Simmons. I just don't really know what's going on. Don't want to see Ben go. But ultimately, I want players that are going to play for Philadelphia. And if players that are going to play for Philadelphia aren't Ben Simmons, then we'll do it. My opinion was send him to the Sacramento Kings and just take a shit ton of cannon fodder, and then he can go fuck himself.
Yeah.
But, that's equally, he is also a human being. If he doesn't want to be there, he shouldn't be forced to be at an employer he doesn't want to be at, regardless of the millions of pounds that you are paid. You are still a human being. You should have job satisfaction.
Okay. So first, what I'll say there is that when you said if he doesn't want to be there, the only reason he doesn't want to be there is because he's been held accountable. And that's the frustrating thing for me, is that for too many post seasons now, we've let his lack of playoff, I'm going to say IQ, be our downfall. And I think it's no surprise that it's the first season that Doc Rivers has come in and he's been held accountable. And that's all I wanted from a coach, right? Because we've had too many seasons where we've had opportunities to go far in the playoffs and Ben's not been held accountable. Embiid's not been held accountable. Nobody has. So I'm happy now that people are going, right, Ben, you need to be doing more in the playoffs. Regardless, you need to be doing more. Granted, should they do it publicly? Probably not. Probably something that should be kept in the locker room. But they were frustrated. We got beat by Atlanta. Nobody thought that Atlanta had the team to beat us last season. Nobody did. But it is what it is. Him not turning up, I just think go and get your money. Keep your head down. Just get your money. Now, regardless if you like this or not, all GMs speak, all owners speak, and the majority of owners are white men with loads of billions of money who don't really know anything about basketball, right? They just turn up, they've got the money, it is what it is. But when one owner sees a player as a problem, he's going to talk to another owner and another owner, and it goes down the line, and then the move that you wanted doesn't happen because Ben Simmons isn't James Harden, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? Ben Simmons isn't Anthony Davis. If Ben Simmons was the full package, you could understand, right, him holding Philly to ransom. But he showed too many weaknesses in the playoffs to be that player. And his stock is on an all-time low after his performances in the playoffs. So come back, recoup, play your basketball, play your best basketball, show improvements. And if you still want out, go. But get your money, come to work, get paid, and you'll find an employer. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're talking about a bum. We're talking about arguably the best defensive player in the league. Do you know what I mean? And that's my frustration. It's just that, like, he's been held accountable. It's like millennials. It's just young players, young people who can't take that accountability. Like, just take accountability. Own your actions. If you do something wrong, own it. Yeah, I did something wrong. It's my fault. I'm going to change it. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to look at it, whether it's in life or in sports. I think a lot of the time sports is a reflection of life, isn't it? And I think, like, he's made mistakes in the playoffs. Hold your hands up, go, right, maybe I do need to shoot a jump shot. Maybe I should be on their best player. Like Trae Young in a couple of them games just went wild, and it just melted my head, especially the first game in that series. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about Ben. I'm a huge Ben Simmons fan, I just want him to stop spitting his dummy out and just go, like, just come back. If you don't like it, absolutely fine. But like Embiid come out the other day and said his best chance of winning a championship's with Ben. Ben, just come back. Just come home, Ben. Just come home. Just come home.
So we can officially state that Mark Murray is a fucking boomer.
Yeah, definitely am.
That is the greatest. In my day, players would have just played.
I know. Hey, it's so northern now, isn't it?
Pussyfooting around thinking they've got opinions and rights. But no, I do agree. And from having two close friends who are both Philly fans, it's not been an ideal time. I'm sure I'd be the exact same if Zach Lavine came out and was like, I want to go to a better team. I deserve to be at the Warriors and all this. I mean, there's been some questionable trade packages.
Yeah, your lads are lucky. You've got some. You're all right. Chicago look good.
Yeah, like, I mean, obviously, like, me and Jimmy, we've been ragging it a bit with the whole, like, Banner 7. And I firmly believe that. I think at the end of the day, it's just fun to watch Bulls again.
Yeah.
And it's not so, and I almost now see the joy that you and Shugs and people who have had franchises that haven't done particularly great for such a long time have enjoying watching your team play. And I know I spoke on the pod last year, beginning of last season, and I was like, I'm really excited to see the Bulls. Billy Donovan's in place. And now almost we've got the coach and the players. Obviously, Vucevic can still do one for his comments after the Euros. But that's about it. They're exciting to watch. I think we are now a playoff team. Lonzo Ball is an absolute killer. He's been a catch and a half to get him in free agency.
I love Lonzo Ball. I think he's great.
This is the first time I think Zach Lavine's got a good supporting cast. And
now let's see. Let's see, though.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's playing out of his socks. And you signed these players, DeMar DeRozan, and you've got Vucevic, and you got Lonzo Ball, and you still look at the stat lines, and the outstanding player is still Zach Lavine.
Yeah.
And I sort of added my prediction video for NBA UK fans, and I said I could see the Bulls having 3 All-Stars. And a few people were like, "You're mad." Well, I was like, equally, take a step back. Even last year, we had 2. Like, Vooch.
Yeah.
He's going to get an All-Star nod. Like, in terms of centers, there's not that many sensational centers in the East. In the league, quite frankly. And then you've got Zach Lavine. Yeah, okay, he got in quite lucky last time, potentially, but he earned his spot. That's just one more player. That's a reserve spot for, Alonzo Ball. Or you're talking about an all-star with DeMar DeRozan.
I know, mate. I know.
Could be revitalised. And it's exciting times to obviously be a Bulls fan. I'm looking forward to seeing them play. I'm looking forward to the season tipping off. I will probably reinstate my league pass. I didn't really have it last year.
Oh, now it's serious. If you're reinstating that league pass, we know like you actually got some hope here. Hope's a beautiful thing. Hope makes you spend money.
I mean, to be fair, mate, hope makes you spend money. I paid for a gym for 5 years.
That was an hope. That wasn't hope. That was just like, I'm still paying for a gym. I'm not. I don't even know what it is.
But no, I mean, obviously, it's exciting times. The league is a hotbed of ferociousness at the minute around certain teams, which will bring us on to our next subject, which is the man, the myth, the Kyrie.
Oh, no.
Because how can you be an NBA podcast and not mention Kyrie Irving choosing not to have his COVID vaccines? Now, I went first on the.
Are you sure about this?
On the Ben Simmons. So I feel like I'm the more calm one of the two of us.
Oh, let me get a stretch here for this.
I will state how I feel and what I believe.
Well, let me take everything out of the pockets for this as well, because this is like, I'm going to get serious here now. Right, so where do I start? Let me just start on him, on Kyrie as a whole, right? So we've been an advocate for mental health, and we've never really said anything regarding Kyrie not showing up for work and all that, because we work in an industry that kind of, it's mental health's a massive issue, and we're both advocates of that. That's where I'll start. So my opinions here, don't kind of go, oh, he doesn't agree with this, so that means this. I'm stating that at the beginning, that the mental health stuff, if he's not feeling great to come to work, don't come to work. And I completely agree with all of that. So I'm just stating that before we start. In regards to these comments on COVID and him not showing up to work for that, he's come out and said that he's not an anti-vaxxer. So, right, he's not saying he's an anti-vaxxer at all. So he could still potentially get the vaccine. What he's saying is he's making a stand for all the people who don't want to get the vaccine or feel forced to get the vaccine, right? Which is great, all brilliant, fantastic. But Kyrie Irving also thinks the world's flat. So, yeah, that's so. I just think in regards to kind of, I think he's gone down a rabbit hole on YouTube, is what he's done. He's gone down a rabbit hole and he thinks he's going to turn into a lizard if he gets this vaccine. But no, in all seriousness, I just don't agree with what he's doing on this one. I've had my vaccine, you've had your vaccine. Again, I'll mention it again. The industry that we work in, I've seen people get really, really poorly. I know people who've died of COVID, and I don't kind of like this opinion of, well, if you're young and you're this, then you shouldn't have to get the vaccine. You're anti, but I got COVID. I'm telling you now, if that vaccine stops me feeling like I felt for those 2 weeks, and the after effects were I couldn't go for a run, I was getting out of breath for the 2 weeks after that, then that's why I've taken the vaccine, because I don't want to feel like that again, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But it makes no sense with Kyrie Irving. It was the same thing. I put a post on Twitter when Shams come out and said that Bradley Beal is going to lose $416,000 for every game he's going to lose. He's going to refuse to play due to the vaccine. And I retweeted that and said, let's see who really believes in what they're believing in. Like, what they're saying, let's see who really believes it. Andrew Wiggins come out and said, I don't have to tell you. I've just got a strong opinion on this, and I've not got to tell you why I've got a strong opinion. And then within a week, he'd had the vaccine because he knew when Shams come out and when the NBA come out and said, every game that you're not playing, you're not getting paid, because opinions start changing then. And you know what? For all that don't agree with Kyrie, at least he's sticking to his guns and going, right, I'm the voice for the voiceless. I don't agree that people should be forced to take the vaccine. People are losing jobs due to this. Healthcare workers who don't agree to take the vaccine, people are losing their jobs. And I didn't agree with all that as well. 1 minute you're heroes, 1 minute you're saving the country, 1 minute everybody's like, oh, the NHS, let's clap on the steps, that'll make them. And then the next minute, them same people are getting shipped off and, oh no, you can't work here anymore because you've not got the vaccine. When there was no vaccine and we were at the peak, these people were working through it. These people were working through the shit when you were sat at home on furlough. So don't come now and tell these same people that they haven't got a job. That's ridiculous. And that goes for in this country, in any other country. That is absolutely ridiculous. This country would have fell to pieces. It wasn't for nurses, care workers, shop assistants, all these low-skilled jobs that kept the economy going. So firstly, that's that. And yeah, you go, because I think I'm getting angry now.
Okay. So, much to your point. Now, if Kyrie doesn't want the vaccine, that's fine. I'm going to remove the name. I'm going to remove him as a person. I'm going to remove anything that associates him as an individual. And he's just person A. Okay? Person A. His employer states to fulfill your job, you have to have this. Okay. But if you can provide evidence and substantial grounds on why you do not require to have the vaccine, then not a problem. Whether it be down to a deep-rooted religious cultural belief, which there are so many small subsections that you're allowed. I won't even voice them because I am in the privileged position that I am aware of them, but I will not legally disclose them because I don't want people, frankly, to use it so they don't have to get the job.
Yeah.
But I work in the social care profession, as you've stated, as you mentioned. A year ago, people I worked with were the real-life fucking Avengers.
Oh, mate.
Some big floppy-haired bastard, fucking Boris Thanos, has come out of nowhere and gone, yeah, cheers for that. Fucking fantastic. Lovely. Country's back to fucking normal now. Get the jab. If you're not, fuck off. I am losing numerous amounts of staff because they have chose not to have the vaccine. I have staff that have now got the vaccine because they're scared to lose their job. I've got a small handful of staff that work with me that have turned around and gone, do you know what? I've stuck to my morals during this whole thing. I'm not getting it. Sack me. So in my opinion, the simple solution is there needs to be a mediation and a meeting with Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets franchise where they turn around and go, thank you very much. We respect your views. We understand it. You've put in fantastic work. We are actually going to terminate your contract for not fulfilling the requirements of your contract, which is required in the state of New York to have this vaccine. And in which case, if Kyrie Irving goes, well, hang on a minute, I don't want that, I'll get the jab, then that's his choice. Equally, once again, if he does not want the jab, he should not be forced to get the jab. Nobody should be financially strangleholded to get the jab. I am a pro-vaxxer. Everyone says anti-vaxxer. I'm going to say pro-vaxxer. I agree with the COVID vaccination. I've seen people who have suffered devastating consequences of having coronavirus. I've also seen people, and my favorite thing in the world is them fucking Mormons, idiotic people that turn around and go, yeah, but if you get vaccine, you still get COVID. Yes, you do. But if you have your malaria jab, you can still get malaria. You just don't fucking die.
Yeah.
As simple as that. So that's my stance on the vaccine. I'm not going to get too much into it, but in simple terms, I think the simple solution is if he does not want to get the vaccine and it is not going to be feasible for him to have the vaccine and he really, really doesn't want it, then cease to be employed by the... Regardless of the fact, oh, well, hang on a minute, like we pay him this amount of money and this is our biggest chance at a championship. Fuck that. Who cares about basketball? Who cares about any sport? This is life. If he doesn't want to do something, he shouldn't have to put anything in his body. If somebody doesn't want a tattoo, they don't have to get a tattoo. If we started tattooing people that didn't want tattoos, we'd be back in Nazi Germany and it'd be fucking Auschwitz. So if he doesn't want the jab, that's fair enough. I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. Just tell him, if you don't want to get your jab, Kyrie, we totally understand. You cannot play NBA anymore. Feel free to go to a different league. Whatever you'd like to do, we'll give you a fantastic reference. Everyone knows who you are.
Crack
go
on.
Be a fashion designer. Jump in a pedalo and pedal to the end of the earth. Do what you want to do. But at present, you can't play NBA basketball.
Jump in a pedalo and pedal to the end of the earth.
It's flat earth, isn't it?
I was just imagining him and Freddie Flintoff then in a pedalo, fucking trying to get.
But I think in simple terms is, if he's not going to get a vaccine, he's completely entitled to that right. If he has, and I love his stance, because if he's not getting it because other people are losing their jobs, then why not? Let's not mess around here. This guy was a massive shout for, civil injustice and things that have gone on around in America and the rights of Native Americans and so many people and women and everything like that. But all of a sudden, at Bob Billy Bob, whatever wank nugget on Twitter, that had no issues with him talk. Yeah, that's right. You talk about your Cherokee roots, Kyrie. That's beautiful, mate. You stand up for Native American rights. That's right, Kyrie. We should support women's basketball in the WNBA. That's right. There needs to be more money put in there. That's right, Kyrie. There is civil injustice in America. The way people are treated is not equality. That's right. You are right, Kyrie. But can you get a jab so we can win a chip?
I know. Can't.
Because, we've got KD.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
You can't have it both ways, can you? You can't have it both ways. He's very strong in his opinions and
I agree with the Brooklyn Nets franchise. Previously, it was he will not participate in home games, but he will participate in the games of the states where he isn't required to have a vaccine mandate. Great.
Perfect.
Is he going to get half the wages because he's only playing, and not even 42 games? Because there's still certain states he cannot get.
He won't be able to play. Well, he won't be able to play the Knicks. He won't be able to play straight away. Do you know what I mean? And so
I think the simple solution is he's entitled to his opinion. If he firmly stands behind his beliefs, then terminate his employment, thank him on his way. In a couple of years, maybe when COVID isn't a thing, Kyrie will come back, keep training, crack on, whatever, not a problem. If he's forced to get the vaccine because it's going to affect his pockets, that's disgusting as well. I've seen too many people that have had to severe trauma, panic attacks, and mental health has took such a decline because they're scared of news, they're scared of vaccines. They're scared of it. This 1 in 500,000 people get a blood clot. But we don't mention the fact that the 1 in 5,000 people get a blood clot. But actually, there's been 37.5 million people that have had this jab. And out of that, there's only 1 in 500,000. That was because at the time, only 2 million people had had the fucking jab. And 2 people, you know what I mean? It's madness. We live by numbers. And if Kyrie doesn't want to get it, that's fine. Terminate employment. Swim up a river. Do what he wants, live life. You're a rich man, retire.
Yeah, crack on.
You know what I mean? And I don't agree with people, like I said, that are giving it jib jab and that. It goes back to the mental health stance. Nobody should need to discuss why they're not getting the jab. Simple as that. They don't want to get it. They should be vilified enough to turn around and go, I don't want it. Yeah. And literally just before this podcast started now, I was scrolling through Twitter, Mike Budenholzer. He's turned around and said, Bucks organization is 100% vaccinated. Ain't a fucking story about that.
Yeah. It's crazy. Will put this in the Lakers are 5-0-5 in the preseason, so that's good, isn't it?
But exactly, they need to get these jabs to protect the old players on the Lakers.
Yeah, they
because
can't.
that's just going to give Lakers fans a fucking excuse.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you see, we're above a certain age.
Yeah, the anxiety. It's anxiety in the bones that because they're old, aren't they? They're going to end up catching COVID, and that'll be it. Yeah, that was heated.
So in more positive news, there is a type of shoe that I have. There's 3 things in life that I mock. The Knicks.
Oh God, this is bad. This one actually. Go on. I know what's coming.
And I've consistently mocked the Nike Dunk.
You have definitely done that. You have.
I have ridiculed the Nike Dunk. I have said it is a Mr. Tumble shoe.
Yeah.
I have said it is the most ugly shoe known to man. I have said only an idiot would wear dunks. You would never see me dead in dunks.
He's got some dunks, hasn't he? He's got some dunks. What an idiot. But lovely colourway. What do you think about them now you've got them in hand, though?
There might be some of the most comfortable kicks I've got.
I love it when you're wrong. So Ginger Shaq got dunks.
I just need to speak to a man now that can get me a Michigan Wolverines jersey. If only the Throwback store had both. 4 different Michigan Wolverines jerseys, also a warm-up jacket and a warm-up jumper that has actually been posted in the past 2 hours at Throwback Store. Available on the app on Android and iOS.
Yes, it definitely is. So you definitely need some Wolverines merch to go with that.
I've got a nice jumper off eBay.
Yeah. Well, I want to see that. I want to see that fit.
And then I tried to get a Wolverines hat. But do you know why I bought it? And this is proper off topic, but I went in TK Maxx and I got a Carhartt body warmer.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Right. 25 quid. Pucker. Knew I was getting a deal. Navy, OG Carhartt logo.
Okay.
It's got the white logo, the yellow C for Carhartt. I was like, that's a banger, that is. Then I got the exclusive access for the dunks. I was like, yeah. So now I'm a dunk guy.
Well, and do you know what? Sometimes it's better to hold your hands up and say I'm wrong. Again, taking accountability, Ben Simmons. Taking accountability for your previous mistakes.
I mean, I haven't done it out of choice, Mark. I'll be honest. The consequences are, at some point, I will post a picture of a Fuego fit of me wearing the Nike Dunks. And somebody, one of our loyal followers, will be like, whoa, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. And I'd rather just get ahead of the trend and admit that, I was wrong. Dunks are nice. They're really comfortable.
Yeah.
And
I've still not got a pair. So I had pairs years ago, though. Years and years, when many moons ago, before a lot of people who probably listen weren't born. Other stuff, Nike remix jerseys.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So we done a pod and we
mixtape jerseys, not remix. Mixtape.
We mentioned obviously like that we've seen leaked images of the.
Oh, is it remix? Oh, my head's gone now.
I think it's mixtape.
Are you sure?
Something fucking bizarre. They've worded it, but obviously the biggest one that we seen it was the Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, I'm going to say it's remix.
And then you started to kind of see a bit more like the Wolves. There was a Wolves one that got leaked. Have you seen that one?
Yes, Kevin Garnetty vibe.
Yeah. And then there was a Bulls one.
I did see that one as well.
Which I think's hideous. The only thing I like is the scripture. That's about it. So I'm hoping it'll come out with some cool stuff. The classic edition jerseys, they're now on sale. I've seen a couple of people have picked up the Knicks one. More people are making the same jokes as we made about the Celtics. Just kind of like, here's a picture of their mix-up jersey, and it's just a Celtics jersey.
Yeah.
The same people were like, "Oh, well, the same goes for the Bulls." Yeah. Well, actually, we actually changed font and stuff. So, like,
yeah, it's not the same. Actually,
not the same. Sorry for having such a rich history and tapestry of a team.
Yeah,
can't all be fucking wank.
You tell them. Don't let them put you down, hon.
Don't let them. Babe. Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, live, laugh, love. Repeat.
I'm gonna get that there.
Yeah, I can send you a sticker through. It's up to you. I don't have to, but I could definitely do that. As
long as you send it with a bottle of bubble bath shaped like a Prosecco bottle.
Oh, definitely.
And a bath bomb.
Definitely. That's definitely
directly from B&M.
That's definitely what needs to happen. One of our followers had a baby. Sam.
Big up. Sam Blake.
Big up Sam Blake. He actually messaged me last night. He's like my hype man on my personal Instagram at MarkTTBS, if anybody wants to follow. So I put a bit of a fit on that he had on yesterday. And he replied he definitely would. I don't know what he meant by that, but I can
was that your IKEA fit?
Yeah.
Bro, I was a fan.
Yeah.
But equally, if I replied to every single one of your stories when you've got a Fuego fit on,
we'd be here all day.
I would. I'd have no.
See, this is what I like. This is what I like about you and Sam and a lot of the people. We are very forthcoming with kind of telling people when they look good and telling people when they're doing something good. And I think that's important in life in general, just to kind of acknowledge people looking good, doing good things, like moving forward, progressing. And yeah, anyway, so Sam did drop me a message, and then he said, when's there a pod? When's the pod starting again? Is the pod starting again? It's like he can almost read our minds. So
you say that, but I think he's been asking us every week since we
So there is that as well.
And I'll be honest, the only reason that we've done another podcast is I'm sick of seeing them hype up Stacey King's podcast.
Oh, mate, I know.
Yeah. Coming for you, Stacey King. Coming for you.
He's got a bit bougie, Annie, now, Sam, though. Like, now he's friends with everybody at the Bulls. Everybody's, like, dropping happy birthday or congratulations. He's basically Chicago, but he's basically a bull, isn't he? He's basically a bull. He's had... who else dropped him a message? Was it Ron Harper?
Oh, Ron. Yeah, well, you see, I dropped in Ron's DMs and was like, "You're Ronnie boy.
Hit up my man Sam. Just hit up my man Sam, Ron, and just fix."
But it's fine because I love it, and I think the Chicago Bulls got a fantastic social media team. Shout out one of the guys from UK, Joe Pinchin.
Yeah, great stuff
part of that. There. And as somebody who is followed by the Bulls, it is a beautiful feeling.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, like it's what drives you. Like, it's beautiful to see, like, people getting interactions. And shout out Miami Heat UK, because he's just been put in the top Miami Heat podcasts, along with, like, some of the, the big leagues, the Locked On Heat and Locked On Miami. And it is beautiful to see, people prospering.
Doing well. People from the UK.
Good British podcasts, But the simple thing is, we're coming for the fucking crown.
Yes. I like that attitude. We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. That's what it's all about, innit? And it's just about lifting each other up. And the thing is, it's such a positive community. And I always think there's always little bits of controversy every year. like little people kind of dipping the toe in and then dipping out, people wanting to kind of do it and then not doing it and all that. And ultimately,
massive racists and fascists.
Yeah. And ultimately, I think I said this to one of my friends the other day about a completely different subject altogether, but ultimately, you can't lift each other up if somebody's putting you down. And I think how everybody's lifting each other up, everybody's moving in the same direction because it's all going that way. So yeah, shout out to everybody doing the thing, whether it's basketball or just life in general. Just keep,
as you said, do you know what I mean? If there's 10 people in a room and they've got to get out of a high roof, 10 people on top of each other's shoulders, somebody's going to get to the top and pull everyone up.
Yeah, definitely.
If everyone fights to get to the top and fights over each other, really going to damage your opportunity of getting to the top.
Yeah, it's like
Squid. Life Lessons 101. Call me fucking Gerald Belfort.
Yeah, basically, it's like Squid Game, in it, really.
Have you watched that?
Yeah.
Thought it was shite.
Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was.
Bag of shit.
But you can buy the tracksuits now, apparently, but you won't be finding them on the Throwback store. I can tell you that for nothing. I think we're about... Oh, no. Shout out to Elliot as well on his 1,000th order. Big up, El.
Love that. Shout out to Mr. Shugalicious for his Monsters Ball t-shirt.
Yeah,
available.
Oh, what a beautiful man. What a beauty. I have got... Have I? I've worn it. I've already worn mine. I worn it the other day. Is it? I think I've already worn it and washed it, potentially.
And the most seductive picture known to man was taking that t-shirt.
Yeah. But, yeah, shout out to... Oh, wow. Wow, don't be showing that on here because your DMs will be full.
Always are, mate. Brands. Just brands.
Brand ambassador.
Back off, Puma. I don't want the deal.
Yeah, don't want the bag. Yeah, I think we're done. Player with number 43. We're on the 43rd episode.
Chris Humphries.
Chris. I've got his jersey.
But I had a look, and there is some good players. So you've got Thanasis Santa Capone.
Yeah.
Obviously, I won't say anyone else just in case that's the one you picked.
No, Kendrick Perkins.
Oh, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah. But I've got the Chris Humphries jersey. I don't even know why I didn't think of that myself. So,
because you're an idiot.
Correct. That is correct. But yeah, we'll be back soon. I think we're going to try and get back in the swing of things, doing one a week, if our schedules allow it. But
yeah, mate, my schedule's great for the time because I got a broke foot. So
yeah, Ginger Shaq broke his foot. What was you doing? Did you fall off a curb?
I fell off a curb, yeah. There's a high curb, like wasn't just a normal curb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Training MMA for 8 months, don't get injured once. Walk across a curb, gone.
Dead.
Proper McGregor it, mate. McGregor it.
Yeah, it's basically sympathy pain for McGregor, in it. That's all it is.
Well, I'm sat on the floor and the missus like, you're right, and I'm just shouting at her, it's a doctor stoppage. Like I mean, quite frankly, she looked a bit confused.
Yeah. Was it when you said to her, tell your missus to come to the after party? Was that when?
When I said to her, like, your missus in my DMs. She was like, the fuck are you on about? Get up, you pillock.
Yeah.
And it was at that point I realised I fucking couldn't.
Yeah. Well, I hope you get well soon. But yeah, we'll be back next week with number 44. Like I said, we've been off for a minute, but we're back now. And I appreciate everybody who watches, listens, and does all that stuff. And I hope you all jump back on the bandwagon and come along with us. Like I say, we'll definitely fire some different things out there this season.
And big up Kieran Lynch, who's now got a new commute to Glasgow. Because he was like, glad you boys are back. Because now I've got something to listen to on my commute.
Yeah. A few people have been sliding in saying they want the pod back. So we're back. And we shall see you on episode 44. Peace.